still, through the haze of years too store, in the call of the flute, in the song of the wood, the rhythm and drive is the melody, souls, the music of home, enlivens my blood. And Fred, dear Fred, of the gentle wit, and the dreamer's eye, and the roguish smile, bowing and gilding the mountainy reels in the splendour and grace of the Sligo style. And they gave us friendship, aye, and laughter too, and the joy of the music shone in their faces, with the heathery breeze and the morning dew, by on the hilltop, the Mullingar races, and their kindly welcome we still recall, to stranger lass or to bashful youth, for their circle was open, embracing all. Come on over and join us, get out the house flute. And proud are we who have listened that while, and shaking their hands by the light of dawn, amongst the many who cherish their tunes and their style, the music of Horden and Fenn lives on.
The combination of flute and fiddle is still popular in South Sligo, and the legacy of people such as Fred and Peter is still much in evidence.
Although the music tradition of South Sligo was primarily a fiddle tradition, flute playing today occupies a more central position.
This was my bus stop for years when I had no care out to the end of this road.
Is that right?
And you'd be here and you'd be frosty night and it could be freezing, axle pins, and you'd be looking for a light going up the fair. And then if it was coming in, that's my chair. Coming in the bog road, we call it the bog road. I was trying to how are you? Long time no see. Thank you. A few boys in here.
was growing up in the United States, learning to be a fiddle player, I was very much conscious of the importance of Sligo music and the Sligo style and the Sligo repertoire. But my mother comes from Gurchin, and I had, in my own mind, a special relationship with the music. But it wasn't until I came back to visit the locality here and to meet Peter Horn and Fred Finn that it first became clear to me that the virtuoso recordings made by the fiddle players Michael Coleman and Kaloran and Morrison, O'Byrne and the rest, that they were virtuosos in their own right, or virtuosi in their own right, those fiddle players, but that they were part of a continuous tradition which was still alive in Ireland and would have existed without them having gone to America and having made those recordings. And it became something more than just LPs and tapes for me. It became something very much alive.
Peter's brother Val opened a wee shop down at Armanan around 1946. Val had a travelling shop and he'd go and take to the road as a travelling shop, but at night time a few musicians used to get together there at night time and there'd be a bloody great session, and there'd be sets of lancers danced and on the floor. There was a small kitchen in it. And so there was a wee kitchen with bags of ale right from the kitchen. We'd sit round on the bags of ale and there'd be lancers. Maybe get out to dance the lancers on the middle of the floor.
An area very much part of this great musical tradition is the locality of Duke Castle in neighbouring County Mayo. This area, which borders South Sligo, contributed much to the characteristic local style.
Peter used to come up here regular, up here to Duke Castle, and he learned to play with all the musicians around this area. My late father, Mick Joe Ryan, Johnny Henry, Pat Keller, Peg Spellman and Johnny Michael Cawley. My father used to tell us that there was 9 generations of us flute players. Michael Coleman spent a lot of time in this area. In fact, he learned the Shaskin reel in this year. That's a few miles away from here. And Pat Keeler told me at one time that when he was buying the fiddle, it was Michael Coleman that picked it out for him. The first time I saw Peter was playing at a festival in Killeavon Valley. That's the first time I saw Peter. Himself and Fred Finn were playing for dancers there. He has always kept the music going for years and years, and he's always there when he's wanted, and he's always in time. Peter is, you know, he'd never let you down.
As well as promoting the music of the area, one of the main functions of the Coleman Heritage Centre in Gurching is to facilitate the teaching of it to the younger generation. Some of these younger musicians are already to the forefront of music in Sligo. Over the years, Peter has played with a variety of bands and groups, most notably the Coleman Country Kelly Band, touring America on several occasions with them. Peter still plays regularly with Noel Tansey, one of the original members of the Coleman Band. In the course of his long musical career, Peter has received many awards in recognition of his contribution to Irish music. In 2002, he was presented with the Lifetime Award for Traditional Music by T.G. Cahir.
A great friend of mine and a fellow flute player. And the citation here reads, for the wonderful work that Peter has done for many years in preserving and popularising the music of his native South Sligo.
In musical terms, his contribution to his local community has been outstanding, playing for over 60 years at almost every type of social occasion, and his music is still an inspiration to musicians of the locality.
Peter Horan today is really the most important living embodiment of that tradition. For me, as a fiddle player focused on this style and this repertoire, he's the most influential musician alive today.
The one kind of music that really brings me to life as a human being, and where I feel that my spirit is expressing something that is authentically me and authentically Irish, and that is worth preserving and is something that we need to take with us.